Hey guys, it's G Money, your real estate investment coach, and in this video we're going to be talking all about determining value or determining your ARV, what your property is going to be worth once it's fixed up. Now, it is extremely important that you get this number right and within a 3 to 5% plus or minus range for your deals. And the reason being is appraisals have gotten a lot stricter in terms of what they look at. So I want to teach you the 6 things to look at to determine your value. And I'm also going to give you access to another video, a second part of this series of determining your value. And all you need to do is go to a website that I'll give you later in the video. This is going to show you how you take what you're going to learn in this video, where you're looking at standard comps. Standard comps meaning standard sale comps, not foreclosure solds or not short sale sold. These are standard comps, properties that are in fixed up condition, like to the one that you're going to be fixing up as well. How do you take those standard comps, and when you're not taking apples to apples, oranges to oranges, meaning 3 bedrooms 2 baths to 3 bedrooms 2 baths, how do you compare a 3 bedroom 2 bath to a 3 bedroom 3 bath? How do you take a 3 bedroom 2 bath and compare it to a 4 bedroom 2 bath? How do you do those? Or if you have a 3 bedroom 2 bath, how do you compare a 4 bedroom 3 bath? How does that work in determining your value? Because not all of your comps that you're going to receive from your realtor are going to be apples to apples, oranges to oranges. That's just not going to happen in a lot of cases. So you need to know how to evaluate that as well. So in this video, I'm going to cover the basics, the 6 core pieces that you're going to need to know to determine the value. Then in that second series, which I'll give you access to on a website later on in this video, it'll go through some of the nuances and things that are variations that you're going to run into as you're determining value. Very, very, very important. So you're not buying a property thinking it's worth one thing and find out it's worth another after you've put all your money into it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Determining your ARV, there's 6 areas that you're going to want to look at. And in this video, I'm going to be speaking about apples to apples, oranges to oranges. And there is a second video to this series that I will give you access to when you go to the website that you see, that will show you how do you compare apples to oranges, where you're not comparing the exact type of property, but how do you compare the apples to oranges when there's differences in the properties, and what and how does that affect that value on the deal. But let's get into the apples to apples, oranges to oranges portion of it, and we'll get into some of the other aspects in that second video that you have access to at this website. First things first is you have the number of bedrooms, and that's the number of bedrooms that the property has. You want to have like bedrooms, so 3 bedrooms to 3 bedrooms. You have 2 baths to 2 baths. So you want the numbers of bedrooms, the number of the bathrooms to match up. The square footage can be plus or minus 100 square foot. That's the range that I want you to stay in. For example, if your property has a square footage of 1,200, you can go up to 1,300 square foot houses to compare your property to, down to 1,100 square foot. But within that range, 1,100 to 1,300, because your property is at 1,200. So the comps and comparables that you're using to value or figure out what the after repair value of your property is, you want to make sure that it's in that range of square footage, nothing higher, nothing less, because the last thing you want to do is buy a property thinking it's worth one thing once it's fixed up, and it turns out to be worth a whole heck of a lot less because you didn't stick to these parameters. Fourth thing is the year built, and the year built can be plus or minus 10 years. So if it was built in 1950, that means you can go up to 1960 and down to 1940, and you stay within that range. And if it's a newer house, you can use pretty much any other older house. But we'll get more into some of the nuances of how things work in that second video again. Fifth thing is the distance from the subject property. You want to be within a ½ mile radius of your house. That's the best scenario. If you can't get enough comps within a ½ mile radius, you want to go out as far as a 3/4 of a mile on out to a mile, depending on what's what, as long as it's not a rural area. So the distance from the subject property is extremely important. How far around that property is it? And we want to make sure that it's within that ½ mile radius. Sixth thing is the sale date. I want to find properties that are like properties to mine, comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges, and I want to make sure that that sale date is 3 months behind. So today's date, for example, is March 21st. I want to go back 3 months. So it will be December 21st. This is as far as I could go back to see the comps. I can go back 6 months, and I can go back 9 months, and I can go back all the way back as far as a year. But I prefer my sale dates to be within the first 3 months of my property, or that day that I'm picking up that property, within that 3 month period of time. But it can go as far out as a year. Using these 6 categories and 6 parameters, you want to make sure in your market that you can find at least 5 properties or comps or comparables that are like your house. Apples to apples, oranges to oranges. Now, you can get apples to oranges or oranges to apples where, let's say you're looking at a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house to purchase, and let's say the only comps that you can find are 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and 4-bedroom, 2-bath. I can show you how to do those comps and how to manipulate those comps in that second video at the website. But these 6 core things are the 6 core things that determine the value of your property. You want to make sure you have these dialed in and there is no fluctuation as far as what your after repair value is. You want that in a very tight range. That way, you know, when you fix the property up, you'll be able to sell it for what you know it's going to be worth based on these things. And if you're not getting 5 solid comps within that half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, or mile radius, and in that time period, then you need to move on to another property, because that is not the right property that you want to flip. So with that said, go to that website at thequickcashflippinghouses.com, and you want to put /ARV, and you will be able to get access to that second video. If you just go directly to my website, it'll get you access to a whole nother video series. But if you want the one that's specific to determining the after repair value and the second portion of this, just go to quickcashflippinghouses.com /ARV, and you will be able to get access to it. All I ask is you enter in your email, you'll be golden. I want to say thank you all for tuning in to this presentation, this 5-minute quick scenario on how to determine your after repair value on your property. And if you haven't liked us on Facebook, go ahead and do that. It's facebook.com/quickcashrealestate. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that as well. And last but certainly not least, make sure that you leave any comments on things that you want to learn over the course of the next few months. I am going to be ramping up the amount of content that I have, and I'm going to be putting out 5-minute videos with great nuggets on how to get started in investing. So thank you for your time, guys. Until next time, it is G Money, your real estate investment coach, signing off. I'll see you in that next video.